In the beginning, God created light. In the glow of the moon is found the quiet confidence that comes with rest. With the dawning of the sun, there is the prospect of hope, growth, and creativity. As we are bathed in the sun's light, there is the prospect of blessings without number. As dry land emerged, there appeared seed-bearing plants and animals, each giving birth to its own kind. Soon there were streams, rivers, and lakes, teeming with life. Each day, the animals of the field and the birds of the air would go out in search of nourishment, in search of food. And it was good. Now God was lonely and needed a partner. He consulted the heavenly court, and after much debate, it was agreed that God create man in his own image, with two impulses, one for the good and the other for evil. It would be man's challenge to take his selfish, self-centered impulse, the impulse to control and manipulate, and spend a lifetime educating it to become a power for the good. So God created man to be his human helpmate. Each living being carries a part of God within them. The turning of selfishness into a compassionate relationship with one's world is a human mandate. Now God wanted man and woman to be his stewards of the land, to harvest what the land provides, yet respect its needs to regenerate itself. Also, man was to respect the needs of all living beings in which God's image is found. But it was not to be. Soon men and women began daring themselves to subdue the natural world. Who has not known or experienced a rite of passage into adulthood that has some danger-seeking encounter with nature? Nature in so many ways still holds the upper hand to man's hubris. In the meantime, in the Garden of Divine Beings, it was not long before God's human partners grew restless and wanted their independence, a life of their own. Soon, like all rebellious children, they found a way to aggravate God, their Creator, doing the one thing prohibited to them. In defiance of God, they ate of the tree in the garden, known both as the tree of knowledge and tree of life. With a taste of the human tree of knowledge in their mouth, God banished them from the divine garden. So God sent man and woman into the world of mortal man, where they would have to provide for themselves and their future generations. You can only begin to imagine what man and woman felt when they left the garden and faced their first sunset. It was the first time that they would experience the darkness of death and mourning, and they felt so alone. As mortals, they were challenged with providing for themselves, to live each day while growing older, that through pain life is renewed. In their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, there is a legacy that brings immortality to their mortal days. Despite illness, they did their best at staying healthy and vibrant for many years. And God saw that this was going to be very good. Man began questioning God about the future. If this was to be his life, man fretted, would there ever be a new idea, a new creation? Would he forever be lost in the world as it had been handed to him? And God came to man and said he was going to give man a gift, the ability to dream dreams and have visions of a future in which he would soar among the stars, bring back to earth the music and poetry of the heavens. Man would possess thoughts, ideas, and creations beyond imagining, and it was so. And man filled the earth with the music, words, and creations of the heavens. Soon there was hope for man to fulfill his human mandate, to turn the inclination for selfishness to a compassionate partnership with his world. Yet as he discovered ways of overcoming disease and prolonging life, there remained the opposing power of those who sought to destroy God's presence from this earth. Nonetheless, as this was part of the divine compromise that led to the creation of man, God and man agreed that this was better than the loneliness that existed in the universe before man's creation. Now that man possessed the knowledge to live in the present and dream of a future, there remained one last question for mortal man. If, like children, falling asleep over their toys, we relinquish our grasp on earthly possessions when death overtakes us, what truly remains? What is it in our lives that really matters after we are gone? It was then that God revealed his greatest gift to man, memory, Yizkor. What matters, said God, is that you are part of an eternal people, that what you are doing today will give strength and inspiration to those in the future who will remember as those we have lost have given to us. What matters is that your descendants, when they do remember, will give you new life. Each time they remember you, you too will live again in and through them. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination along the eternal path. And how we choose to live our lives is our legacy. Our sacred mission as Jews is found in those who will remember saying YISKOR and Kaddish for us.